Genetic Demon. And this is What's on the Tape, Season 10. We've made 10. That means we've got at least 90 episodes beforehand, which is absolutely true. Season 10, Volume 1. So, this week we're going to try and find out, well, to be fair, we're not going to try and find out what's on this because I just had to put this in the front first because it comes as part of the pack that I got. Because it's like probably the most 80s tape you're ever going to see. Look at this. The hand-drawn text, the styling, the whole kind of look of it is just pure 80s. And this comes from a little pack, and I'm going to bring it in now, a little pack of tapes that I got a big old box, and I'm gonna pull this open here and show you a big box that I got. There we go, all the way down there from my friend Dennis Evans. Now Dennis Evans, many of you might know Dennis from the Retro Cavern, which is his shop, and he sometimes sticks in these sort of tapes that come with the things he buys when he's buying tapes. So he has sent me this big old pack of them. So we're going to do some of these. But I thought for a start off, we're going to have a little look at these ones because these are going to be these are. I'm going to pull in the tape drive in a second as well. And these have got music and sounds on them, so we're going to listen to those first before we actually get into it, and then we're going to tackle two of the tapes that are right in here. There's two C15s. We've got one here that says Digger and Frog and Pix, which is always interesting. Sounds like basic programs, this, so I'm quite interested to see that. A little bit of history there, so we're going to have that one, as he puts it to one side. And then we've got this one, which has got a little list on the side of it, which says Train Game A and B, Mystic Tower, Gulp Man, Packers Code Utility, don't know what that is, Harrier Attack, Hunchback and Slippery Sid. So we got those ones to try. Let's just look at these tapes. Look at that EMI tape from back in the day. Looks quite dirty really, doesn't it now, realistically? So maybe just faded with age. I think it's a bit like me, faded with age. So we're going to put those in the tape drive, and we'll start with that one in the tape drive. But wait a second, I'm just going to grab the tape recorder because I must let you listen to this because this has got some of the most 80s things you're ever going to hear on some of these tapes. Just stay there. I'm going to go grab it. I've grabbed the tape drive. I don't know how I'm going to fit this in here. I've got loads of space to make now. Right. Okay. So let's just. He puts it the wrong way around. You'll have to get it that way because of the space, right? Okay, so this one is a cassette recording of radio stuff. I'm tempted to record it, however, to be fair, I'll take comments on that. If you want to hear what's on the tape and I want me to do like a wave conversion of it, I'm happy to do so. So let's pop this in here. And this, as far as I'm concerned, is kind of probably the most 80s tunes you've got. It's from a radio channel where it's basically playing a sort of love tunes. So probably going to get a copyright strike for this, but let's just do it anyway. Isn't that the most 80s sort of sound you've ever heard? It's kind of that I don't even know the song, to be honest with you, but it's a proper 80s style tune. But yeah, it's from sort of one of these, I love you type channels, where they used to do back in the day. We used to put your thing on the radio before you posted it all over Instagram, to be honest with you. That's what they do nowadays, don't they? The kids these days, Instagram and Snapchat and all that kind of stuff. Right, and the next one, which is the Super Alpha one, which is another very 80s style cassette. This was somebody recording, and do you remember doing this back in the day? I certainly remember doing this. You used to put the tape recorder on to record if you couldn't afford a video recorder. So you would listen. And you know what that is. If you're old enough, you'll know what that is. That's Dallas. So they recorded episodes of Dallas onto this. Now, I don't know how long Dallas was. Was it an hour long? And if it was an hour long, how did they get it on 45 minutes without losing the end of it? But that's what they've done. They've recorded Dallas on there. That's the usual, we used to do that. I used to do that. I remember the first time I saw, with inverted commas, Blade Runner, I actually recorded it. Because my mum and dad wouldn't let me watch it because they felt it was a bit probably a bit too racy for me at my age at the time. So they recorded it onto tape recorder for me, and then I had to listen to it back. And that was the first time I experienced Blade Runner. And it's kind of a weird one because I can listen to Blade Runner even now, and kind of know what's going on from the sound, because it's actually quite good, surprisingly. So some bits are a bit sort of quiet and whatever else is action parts, but you can kind of get the gist of it. Anyway, so without further ado, I'm just going to pop this down on the floor. Without further ado, we're going to get into these two, and I'll pop that into a drive. Okay, so the tape is in the drive and we're ready to go. So let's just get down to the old basic and go with the load dit dit. You've missed this, haven't you? You've missed load dit dit. Load dit dit. Load speech marks, because I only thought of it as dit dit as a kid, because I didn't know it was speech marks. So that's what it was. It's like, made sense though, didn't it? It's like dit 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 dit. Yeah, no, maybe only to me. So hopefully this is a basic game actually, and as a result, it's probably been recorded straight from a Spectrum. So there's a good start. It's not working. Let's rewind. It's welcome back to What's on the Tape. The usual thing. It's not working first time round. We'll give it a try again. I gave the head a little clean, but maybe it was a while ago. So I don't know. We'll give it a try. Come on. There we go. Digger. Excellent. So we got Digger. So a little surprise this week though. I was busy at work and I got a little bit of a surprise. Chap at work, younger than me, a lot younger than me, and I seem to be old now. I don't know how that happened. I used to be young, and then I was old, and now I'm getting older. But chap at work brought me in a computer that he had. Press for joystick use, up, down, left, and right. To dig a hole, press right. Okay, press fire to start. Oh. Maybe I need a joystick for this. Oh, I'll grab the joystick. Grab the joystick. So hang on a second. Just stay there. I don't know how old this game is. So it could be written. I don't know. I have no idea actually. I'm just making it up, you know. So I've got my cruiser joystick and my converter, and I'm pressing the fire on the joystick. That's not a good sign. That looks like it's something else. Let me see if I can list the code and see if I can change something about it. Let's do a little quick list and see if we can find out what the keys are. Oh, we need to change the paper and the ink. I can't remember how to do that off the top of my head. Paper. What's paper? I need to find me other keyboard. Hang on a second. You stay there. Stay there. Welcome back, by the way. Stay there. I've got to get my keyboard. Get me on the Spectrum. I've got my 48K rubber keyed Spectrum down off the shelf so that we can have a look at it. Let's have a look. So I need the ink key. Or do we need the ink or do we need the paper? Paper's easier. So it's extended mode with the symbol shift. Right, so we'll push the extended mode with the symbol shift, and it is the C key. Paper. Oh, I can't remember what the colours are. Is one black? It doesn't really matter. If I make paper 2. There we go. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Right. Okay. Let's see if we can find out what the keys are. See if we can work out what the keys are and whether it's specifically programmed for a joystick. Move beast. Look at that. We've got a move beast. Move man. Move beast. Right. Okay. Move man. Move beast. Print at that location. That's fine. Dig hole. Move the beast. See if we can find the keys for it. There must be an in-key section of this somewhere. We're looking for in-key. I didn't realise I was going to get into editing it, to be honest with you. I can't even remember how to edit, so we've got. This is a bad start, realistically. I wonder if it's a Kempston joystick they had. Press the fire button to continue. Go to. Ooh, that could be Kempston down there. Although there's the graphics. The A key. I don't know. Let's see if we can actually skip into it. So. God, it seems really bright today. Maybe I've got clean glasses on for a change. Let's go to. Let's do run line 30. See what happens there. If we can get it into the game itself, that would be quite nice. So let's try running 30. Ah, there we go. So there's our creatures. I obviously can't move it because I haven't got the joystick. And I'm guessing I've got to make my way across the maze somehow. Let's have a little list again. See if I can find something else in here. Let's try. Go sub.
I'm trying to work out exactly what I need to do to get the thing to work. Just to get to the point where we can see the creature's man move. There's the move man. There's the hole carrying gold. We've obviously got to carry gold and other things. Ah, damn. I think that was it, to be honest with you. It's definitely a type-in. It's somebody's type-in. I'm not sure how the controls work. I think they're down to, you know, when we're at the end of the program, we've got the bits and pieces that are down at the very bottom of this program, which is quite a short program realistically. There's beast drop, carrying the gold, and when we get down here, we press the fire to start, printing that on the screen, CLS, and then we've got this read queue. And then it's poking Q and doing data. So if I try 990, let's try running 990. See if we can get any graphics out of this. It's well worth a try, isn't it? As we're back. No, so we can't do it. Oh, that's a shame. Let's try loading the next one. Let's clear the screen and we'll try the next one. Anyway, nice price from chat will work. I was just getting to in the first place. Turned up with his dad's old Electron. But it wasn't just an standard Electron. No, it came with the 3.5-inch floppy drive, and which unfortunately was faulty. So, but the Electron itself did actually come on for a bit. But it's got an add-on that his dad put in, which is really interesting. It's got what's known as a Slogger 1986 add-on, which allows it to do. It has basically more memory on it, so it takes it from 32K to 64K, and it has what's known as a turbo mode as well. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't read all the documentation on it yet on the turbo mode, but apparently it improves. I think it overclocks the processor. It's an early overclocking of the processor, which is kind of interesting because I don't know what real bearing that has on specific games. I've not found any Electron games to be particularly slow when I've done them on my channel, so I'm just wondering what those could possibly be. That's called Sod's Law. That is going to do that. Can we list it? Is there anything to list? Ensure ink 0 to ensure the fully legible listing. Set ink to 0 to ensure fully legible thing. We'll just break it. Let's just try and. Right. Dale J. Problem with the thing. Get across into the cage to the other side of the road. Use the joystick to steer. We wouldn't have been able to play it anyway because of the joystick. Because it's a joystick one. Look, he's got another one with the joystick. He obviously wrote a lot of games. This Dale J. There are some clues to the origins of this. On the back of one of these cassettes, it's actually got written on it, Cash Transformers, 9 Grosvenor Street, Blackpool, and it's got the old number, and it was. Tape 000775. So there's a bit of a clue to where this came from. So it's definitely from Blackpool, right? Okay. Well, it's a shame, but we haven't got Frogger this week. But I like a bit of Frogger actually. My favourite version, and I know you all think I'm a bit odd with this, but I quite like the Cascade one. Do you remember the Cascade Frogger that came on the Cascade 2050 tape? And they were all basic. I liked that one because you could edit it yourself, and it wasn't too fast and it wasn't too slow, and I was quite enjoyed that one because I re-edited it several times, and I've told you this loads of times on the channel, but I re-edited it, and I really enjoyed doing that one actually, if I'm absolutely honest. So, yes, but back to the Electron. It's got a Slogger thing in it, which is, unfortunately, I think, because it's got an EEPROM, which has been exposed a bit to light, because they're quite sensitive, and to be fair, this EEPROM's been in there since 1986, at least. It's not in the best of shape, if that makes sense. I think it's faulty, so I may have to revert or remove the mod from this Electron. But I get bursts of about 3 minutes of play on it before it works, and it actually loaded a game. And my chap at work said it hasn't been on for the last 20 years, so at least the last 20 years. So that's quite impressive, really. It might have been 30 years thinking about it, because you know, 4-year lifespan with a Spectrum or whatever was quite good. 4 or 5 years. I know a lot of people have them longer, obviously. So we've got nothing else at the end of this tape. I'm going to swap it over to the other side in a second. Hang on a second. I'm going to have a quick blast of the coffee. You've missed it. I'm on the coffee again. I'm on the Colombian. The lovely Colombian. Oh, yeah. Good. That's a good cup of coffee today, actually. I've enjoyed that one. See, I fast forward that. I do like finding people's programs. It's just a shame that one was sort of unable to work. Anybody, if you're any good with sort of code, does that sort of code make it respond quicker for the key presses? I don't know, because I think once you start poking the memory, you're effectively doing a bit of machine code there. So it might have been a bit more responsive. So we're rewinding it to the other side of this tape, and it says on here that we have pics, which was possible. I used to draw stuff on the screen and then do it as a save, dollar save. I don't know why it was a dollar save. Anybody know why it was a dollar save? But I used to do a dollar save of it, and then you could load them back in again. So it's quite interesting that way. So tape's rewound. We're here. Okay. Bracing myself for the load. Oh, pics. It's actually called pics. I wonder if it's just a picture that somebody's drawn. I do like resurrecting this kind of stuff. I saw on Facebook on I think it was Spectrum Forever. Somebody had got a whole bunch of tapes that they'd got, special tapes that they'd made back in the day, and they were planning to change them all to waves and sort of catalogue their contents. And I thought, yeah, that's kind of what I do on my channel with these tapes in the first place. Well, I'm kind of looking at the history of what's on there. I mean, we had the music there earlier. I'm not sure who the bands were, by the way, but I know one was Dallas on there. It was definitely Dallas. I never watched Dallas back in the day. I mean, didn't that had what was his name? Oh, I can't. I don't know. Press any key to make the computer draw pictures. Oh! It's drawing a picture with a little bit of sound effect. It's like the Spectrum version of a fractal, but not. There we go, it's drawn a picture. That's cool. Can I press another key? Oh, every key does something different. That was the F key, gives you a cat. Let's see what we do, press number 1 key. Oh no! Cat with snow. It's a snow cat. Or is maybe that just added to the whole thing. Has it finished? I like that cat. That's kind of cool. Press 2. It's done. It's made alarms. I used to make demo things like this. That's drawn a sun, number 4. Another cat with number 5. I think it's just doing random things, by the way, though. I think it's just pressing any key and it's kind of going through its... Yeah, I used to do things like this. Just make, like, random combinations. I guess you'd have called them back in the day. You'd call them demos, wouldn't you? Little bird's been drawn on the screen. That's cool. Yeah, it's just doing the same thing. If I just press the same key again, see whether or not what happens. Oh, it puts more birds on. Right, okay. So it's different for whichever key you press, I think. That must be the cat line, by the way. The line that I'm on at the moment must be the cat line. No, it's the I don't know. It's totally random at this point. More snow? Rockets! Wow. Somebody made a real effort with this sort of demo, didn't they? Another rocket in red. What's this? This is a house. There's a little house. Ah. A dog running across. Yeah, definitely doing... There's definitely different things for each button you press. A little cow for the M button for moo. Another rocket on L. Oh, wow. And then there's another full pattern on the K key. Wow. Strange stuff, but at the same time, as I say, I remember making things like this, that they would make multiple sounds or cycle the colours and do, dots across the screen and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and just do like random sounds. It wasn't even that odd. Normally I'd do scales like, from high to low and low to high. Let's press the P button. I want to press B button in a second. Oh, lighthouse on a P button. Oh, train on 0. I'm having far too much fun, I think, with the most basic of things. Oh, hang on. The I button does a... I'm just doing the same I button, by the way, again. That's why it's making the noise but not doing anything. That one's a bit odd. Oh, train going across it, though. Y button, I think, now. Let's press Y and see what happens. Oh, that's more of this. I quite like that, strange sort of way. I kind of miss making those kind of demos on the Spectrum. You know, they were at very early days. You know, my early sort of coding stuff, very basic. But I quite enjoyed doing them. That's really cool. I wonder if there's a name in this. I wonder if it's this J Dale again. What's that? Is that like a little steam train of some sort? Leaving smoke trail, I guess? Oh, what's this? It's a moon. And there's a cow. Seriously, I'm having far too much fun pushing buttons on this. I've been looking forward to this one. I've been busy. I mean, I got a lot of lovely gift during the thing, but I've been super busy with sort of work. Lots and lots of it at the moment, unfortunately. A lot of hours, lot of not in a bad way, but just lots and lots of things. So I was quite looking forward to playing this one this week. Oh, look at this! All these randomizations in here. Randomised positions, randomised locations, dog running across, train animations, a plane. I missed the plane. I didn't do a plane. And there's all the data for it. Those are all the images. That's kind of cool. I quite like that. Make your computer type images. Right, okay, let's do new and see if there's anything else on this tape. I don't think there will be, because the other side didn't have anything else on it. But we do have the next tape, which has a load of 16K games in. We can't beat a few 16K games. That's a surprise that there's something else here. Count. What's the count from Sesame Street? Count. It's not Dracula, is it? Count. Oh, I can't remember his name. You'll remember. You'll know. You always do. So you put it in the comments below. But Count somebody or other. More coffee. Time for more coffee. Another sup of coffee. Oh, coffee's good. I love coffee. I do love coffee. Right, let's have a little list before we actually have a run. It says count. Right, okay. I'm counting game for small people. It's me. Perfect. For small people. I'm ready to count. A counting game for small people. There's no need to use enter in this program. Press A key to start. How many houses? There are 9 roofs. 9. What's that? Please press any key. I got it correct. How many telephones? There are 8. I like it. Ring, 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 ring. Oh, I like the fact that we're getting a bit of animation to go. They're not done because you can see the animation's not right. You know, they've got like a bit of a dog and things like that. But I kind of like that. I like the fact that they've got the effort of that one. Press the key. How many houses? 8. And then they put the houses on the screen like that. This is not a complete program. This is somebody working on a program. I like that, though. Back in the day, this would probably have sold, actually, as an educational application. I can almost guarantee you that. There was a few good ones, actually. I do still need to do some educational games, actually. And I also need to give you next week a list of possible compilations to finish the season with, because I've kind of enjoyed doing that recently. So I'm going to give you a couple of compilations so we can maybe finish the season with. Unless you want to put some suggestions in the comments below, if I've got it, I'll bring it out. And if anybody's like, you know, really sort of, this is the one. How many cats won? Meow. Oh, I didn't do meow. I'm disappointed. I'm going meow. I'll get my coat. I'm going. How many hours? That's quite good. Yeah, that as I say, that would have been This is probably have sold as well. This could have been a $1.99 for sure. I'm not sure how they could have spiced up. Maybe a timer on it? Set number of questions? And then press escape. Yeah, maybe a timer for score, because back then we were all about score, weren't we? We were all about the points and the scoring of the whole thing. 5. Yeah. I'm gonna press break now. We did a list before, I think, didn't we? We didn't get a name for it, but for little people. I quite like that. That's quite good. That's quite a little. That's a nice little bit of effort there on behalf of that game. That's a reasonable amount of code for the game. There's your data for your images and your letters. You have to press graphics mode if I remember rightly. Let's do it, just for the hell of it. If I press delete. Graphics, here. Or something like that. Anyway, I can't remember. That's right. So let's clear that and see if there's anything else on here, because we've been one surprise. Let's see if there's more surprises. You never know. There might be more of the same thing. We still got background noise that would have been on tape at the beginning. Somebody pointed this out to me way back in What's on the Tape, that I was often said that there's like a bad noise or whatever else. They said actually it's the noise that was probably recorded at the time. Obviously there'll be some distortion over time, but that background noise that you're getting is actually a noise from the time when it was recorded. I think I can almost thought I could hear music there. Maybe. Oh, there we go. So that's now clear. So that's actually empty at this point. There's no more on there, because that's the point. It's clear. We can hear it's clear, and we basically it stopped. So that's the first tape gone. Okay, a bit of a dust monument with the first two, Digger and Frogger, but we did get Count and we did get Pix, and both of which I thought were quite enjoyable. I quite enjoyed those. I know that obviously they only lasted the time it takes to do What's on the Tape, but quite enjoyable. Right, second tape. Let's have a look at this one. So it's rewound, and we are on side 2 first, which apparently is actually side 2, but it's actually 1. No, side 2, that's 2. Oh, whatever it is. First one technically is Harrier Attack. Now, funnily enough, I played the Commodore 64 version of it, and I actually expected more from it, if that makes sense. I mean, I'm a Spectrum lover, but I do like the other 8-bits as well, because first off, we were so poor up in the north of England that we didn't have Commodore 64, so there's very few people. My wife had one. I know I married a Commodore owner, but my wife had one. But they were rich back then in comparison. Dad was a heating engineer. And of course he was stinking rich, because that's what all heating engineers are. But most people I knew had Spectrums. Spectrums were the key sort of product, the key sort of thing for most people. I don't think I saw anything else apart from one friend with an Amstrad. Everybody else, as I say, had a Spectrum. It was all Spectrums, pretty much. All but 2 people I knew, and my wife, obviously. I knew one person with a Commodore 64, and the only game I actually played on his Commodore 64 was Bruce Lee. And I remember really enjoying Bruce Lee. I think it was a really fantastic game, but I never even knew it was on the Spectrum. If I'd known it was on the Spectrum, I would have been like, keep your Bruce Lee, we've got it on the Spectrum. And to be fair, he used to come to my house to play games on the Spectrum more often than I ever went to his house to play on the Commodore 64, because Commodore 64 took about 4 million days to actually load, as we all know from tape. It was particularly slow. Even the disc side of it is very slow as well. It's not particularly good. I actually have 2 Commodore 64s. I know. Sorry, I'm too embarrassed. Got more Spectrums, by the way. They all outnumber them, and they come out more frequently, but. I've got one of these modern SD card reading install things, but you have to get this fast cartridge, otherwise it still loads at the same speed, which is about the same speed it takes a Spectrum game to load. So anyway, M.A. Richardson, 1983, Jurel Software. The bizarre thing about Jurel is they still exist to this day. However, they make technologies that nowadays I think they make electronics. I think they're a lot smaller as a company, but Jurel is still exists. You can still Google Jurel. They still exist. I don't know why they didn't continue to be a software house because but this is a lot of things though, isn't there? There's a lot of software houses that have made it through time. I mean, good old Rare, which was used to be Ashby Computer Graphics and obviously Ultimate Play the Game. That's who they used to be. So Rare made it. Some of them did make it, but some of them didn't. And Jarell just didn't do any more gaming. So it's really weird. Anyway, so the idea of the level, this game, is to fly along levels, shooting things up. And as I say, I played the Commodore 64 version, and the Spectrum version I think is superior. It looks nice. It plays well. Let's see if I can find the keys. There's the bomb. There's... Oh, I bailed out. That was to quit. Oh dear, I found out how to bail out. We quit. I've not even got my name in the high score table there. Number 1 again. Right. I wonder if it works on the joystick. If it works on the joystick, it'll be dead chuffed. No. Oh, yes, it does. It does. Or does it? Let's try. It goes the wrong way round. Up and down is left and right on it. It's really weird. Speed is at the bottom there. So, right, I'm going to change back to the keys because that was rubbish. That didn't work at all for me. The keys are just the usual sort of standard, I think, cursor keys. Yeah, I don't think there's anything on the other keyboard. Right, okay, that's just really naff because I blooming hate the cursor keys because they're in a funny position. Yeah, they are. Okay, let's do the cursor keys. So that's the 6, 7, 8. Not 9. Because that would be silly. And I can't remember how you fire the missile downwards. There's a bomb, you see. And I can't remember how you fire the bomb. That fires the missile, which kind of tracks with you. And you got to go across the island. Ugh. And we're going to go across the island here. Oh, shot me. Oh, got it. And then we've got to watch the flak. I remember there being no flak on the Commodore 64 version. I don't know why not. There's none at all. And that's the flak there that's flying along, by the way, on the sort of screen that's there. There was missiles, a lot of missiles. I remember that. There was an awful lot of missiles. Oh, dead. But I've got 100 points, so I'm going to put me top of the table. I don't know how I fire the missiles though. That's really annoying. You know when you want to fire to drop the bombs and stuff like that. Let's press the 1 again and we'll see if we can do it again. These are all 16k games though, and they're really good. But I say, I don't know. Jarell did it. It's a bit like the W.H. Smith story. You know, they're one of the biggest publishers of computer games. They'll never sell. They'll never last. Nobody will want computer games. Billion-dollar industry worth more than movie and TV altogether. Computer games. They'll never sell. You can imagine if you're that executive. I wonder if whether or not he'd still think regrets that nowadays. He's probably lying in the gutter somewhere, drinking and looking at EA games and things like that. I mean, there was good old what's he called? The guy from Activision gave himself a £200 million bonus this year, and while letting go 180 staff in a department that's still going to do esports, but not for they don't need them right now because obviously the world is in a pandemic. But we still have spare 200 million to give to somebody else. Rather than, I don't get the maths on this, but anyway, so but it's all about profit at the end of the day, isn't it? That's why we've got so many microtransactions. So, anyway, got off on a tangent again. I'm going to go on to the next game. I don't know what the next game was. There was a list, wasn't there? There was a little list. So I can't spell demon. Can't spell demon. We got the next one on this list. That's not a bad one, actually, that one to start off with. Hunchback. Oh, we've seen this about 1 billion times, haven't we? Hunchback is always on there. But however, there are different versions of Hunchback. Some. We saw one not too long ago that was was almost a basic program of it. A lot of background noise here. Hopefully we'll get straight to it. But there was like a basic one. I can't remember what that was. I think it was a type-in or something similar. Somebody found it and commented about it. And it was quite an interesting version of Hunchback. But this is probably the Ocean version of Hunchback, which kind of was it a big Christmas hit? I just love the cover, to be honest with you. If I'm absolutely honest with you, the cover was the thing for me. The cover looked absolutely fantastic. If the game had looked anything like the cover, but then I would have been much more impressed. but it didn't. And I wonder if it could have done at this point. I'm thinking like if they went with the Spectrum, the Nirvana Frostbite engine, which is the one that's being used in modern games like Old Tower and a number of other homebrews, and you got the Frostbite engine. I wonder if you could use that enough to create a modern rendition of Hunchback. I think people might even like that, to be honest with you, as the modern rendition. Yeah, this is the Ocean release, which has crashed, but we have played this about 1 billion times before. I'm gonna pop that out. I'm gonna find it on PlayZX rather than trying to load it from there, because so far we've had nothing but grief trying to get these things loaded. So we're gonna get this one loaded because over time and practice I've got better at Hunchback, so I don't mind playing it, if I'm absolutely honest with you. So let me just have a little look at the let's find Hunchback on PlayZX. PlayZX, by the way, is on the link description below. If you want to find it, it's a useful program. Basically, allows you the joy of loading for tape without having to need a tape, which means that if you're, the tape, your tape deck in your Spectrum has sort of had its day, then you can use this and load it with this, which is really good. I think it's really good anyway. I think it's very handy, especially if you love Spectrum games at the end of the day, and I know a lot of us do. That's why you're here. You're watching Spectrum games. You want to see what's new and what's exciting. So typically though, for the first What's on the Tape, we've had nothing but game crashes and lots of other things. So it's not been the best of starts. There we go. Hunchback is away. We're loading Hunchback. So, yeah, anyway, but this has featured quite a lot of times, actually, to be fair. I said at one point that I need to do a score count, but I haven't had time to watch my own videos to actually find out how many of the scores are. Because there's a lot of things that have reappeared. Trashman hasn't turned up for a while yet, though. Trashman seems to be a very common game that features quite frequently on What's on the Tape. So does Manic Miner. We haven't seen a lot of Manic Miner recently. Chucky Egg used to be a big one as well. We used to see a lot of Chucky Egg. Hunchback is always a main competitor. It's almost always here. It's with us kind of all the time. It's omnipresent almost. It's like you could kind of expect it on most. This is the slightly different version of Hunchback with a different loading screen. There are two. There was like I guess this is I don't think they did a re-release as such, did they? I don't know. Maybe re-released but under the Ocean title. But anyway, that's more akin to the image that's on the front of the actual cover. The one that I actually quite like, as I say to you before, it's kind of one of those things that's really kind of nice. But I just like the look of it, the cartoony style. It's a beautiful picture. Is it Bob Wakeland? Could be Bob, actually. Somebody will tell me in the comments below. I suspect it is, actually, but it's just a very nice cover and it looks very nice. It's very cartoonified, and then you get to the game and it's just black and green. I think for the most part, I can't remember there being many other colours in it. We'll see in a second, actually, when it comes on. So once it comes on in a second, we'll go with the old black and green and see what happens. Basically, you have to get across the ramparts and rescue Esmeralda from the guards in Notre Dame. That's where it is. So that's where it's based. Because it's based on a story or opera. I can't remember which it is, whether it's story or opera. But Notre Dame is the place that it's based on. So. Oh, that coffee was good. That was a good one this week. I enjoyed that one mightily. I've just realised that underneath the Hunchback's feet there, just under where he's got his pointing finger, where he's pointing towards Esmeralda, that's where he's going. Just below there's a couple of guys hiding in the middle of the things. One with a moustache and one without. Do you see them? I've never noticed that before, and just now I've realised there's a couple of dudes with hats. Or helmets, should I say. Not hats, helmets. Sort of sitting there. I think there's one a moustached fella and another lad sitting there. Very weird. Never noticed that before. All this time, I never realised. They could have just done that as wall, and I don't think it would have been a blind bit of difference, realistically. But anyway, they're sitting there under the wall doing that. It's loading. I've missed the loading, I've missed that experience of loading. It's one of those things, isn't it? I actually think the young'uns of today, they obviously they've got to do all their downloads and their updates and all this kind of stuff, and they do have to wait for that. And I think that's actually quite an extended, protracted length of time. It can certainly be a protracted length of time. But there's something about the load experience that kind of made you read the manual and the inlay and all the bits and pieces that went with it, and you can't. There was an anticipation, wasn't there, of what was to come, the experience of the game itself for the first time, that sort of loading to it. And then, of course, once you'd actually loaded and you've done all the reading and the other things, it's just the anticipation. You were just waiting for the game to come on again so you could load it again. Do you ever do that whole thing about leaving it on? You know, you go for your tea or dinner or something like that, and you have to leave it on and just sort of hopefully it had a pause, because pause was a feature back then. Do you remember pause being a feature? Oh my God, the game has got a pause. We got a pause button. We can pause our game and go for a cup of tea or a wee or something similar on a long game. Yeah. Pause was a really important and key feature to a lot of games. Press the key. Now, I think I remember the keys for this, so I'm going to press 1 and do it. Yeah, pause was a massive feature back then. No, I've forgotten the keys completely. Let's see. Are they down here? Let's see. Quick! That's the jump. See if I can find the other buttons. I've got it. Got him. Q, W, and full stop, it seems. I don't know why full stop, but we're going to go for it. Right, okay, so this is the easy one. So we're going along the ramparts at the bottom. That's what we're doing. So there's our Hunchback. Yeah, there are more than greens. It's Hunchback 2 I'm thinking of, which has got more green in it, if that makes sense. The first level's kind of pure green, if I remember rightly. Hunchback itself isn't, because there's Punch and Judy, isn't there, which is a very much a clone of this as it went along. Because back then, clones were a perfectly acceptable, sort of approach to games. I'm not saying that's entirely wrong, because some of the clones were better than the originals, but nope, missed it just by a bit. Need to wait a little bit more for it to jump. Then we got to jump across to this one, get the super bonus at the top of the screen, which is basically time bonus. Okay. Nope, missed it again. A little bit further. Oh, it's all over. Let's press the button. We can do it. We should be able to do it this time with 3 lives. Fingers crossed. Let's do it. Hunchback. Here we go. There we go. 900 points. Spot on. I'm sure somebody's long played this. You know, there's like a channel thing for people doing long plays of games. Oh, I've stepped forward and fell off. So I stepped too far forward there, because that edge there is actually the edge. So the end of the red brick is actually the end of the whole thing, so... There we go. And... Now. Nope, missed it. You got to get right at the point of the extension, where it extends to get across. It's just a nightmare. It's a pure timing game at the end of the day. And that was on. That wasn't fair. That was on. That was definitely on. 80s crash detection. Awful. Absolutely awful. Right, one more go. Let's have a go. We've got to get across this. Oh! You! It's kind of nice to see a bit familiar. There are some other games to go. I'm gonna have to plug the Kempston joystick in, I think, next week for the whole thing, just to make sure, because I'm feeling it's Kempston is most likely to be the joystick of choice. I know there's ProTech and a few other things, but I suspect that we're talking Kempston. There we go. We did it. Easy. Right, now we've got to jump these gaps. I think there's men between the gaps. Oh no, there isn't. Oh, yeah. How did I miss that? Can't have been that hard. Yeah! I don't think you get any bonuses for jumping into it. I'm doing the old Mario thing there, jumping into it. Oh, this is where the guards are. I don't think I've ever passed that. That's awesome. Uh-oh. Same level. Oh, I bet it's got a flying... Uh-oh, poked in the foot. I think it's game over. Wow, I got my name in. Oh my gosh. Enter. I pressed enter and killed it there and then. Oh, it was quite good. I quite enjoyed that for a change, actually. Really did well on that one. It was quite a surprise for me. I normally do really rubbish, but that was actually okay. Right, okay, next go on. Let's see what else is on here. What have we got? What have we got? This one is the next one on it. Let me just see what it says it is. It says it's Slippery Sid. I don't know Slippery Sid, I don't think. I don't know if it's arrived. Is Slippery Sid a stoat? I get this feeling he's a stoat. That's just the end of Hunchback. I'm surprised if it fits on here, but I think they're all very small games, these. Mind you saying that, I don't think Hunchback was quite a 16k game. There were quite a lot of 16k games, though, produced for it. Because you could upgrade your 16k, wasn't it? Because it was basically just a 48k without other bits in it. Kind of early days of sort of, early days of Xbox Series X or S, wasn't it? Where it was like a cut down version of it. There'll be somebody who's working on changing the Series S's into X's. I can imagine that's the case. I'm just going to rewind that a bit. Because I'm just wondering if I've passed the... Because I've got the Hunchback data there. It says to fast forward on a lot. I'm just going to have a little look. Somebody's drawn lines on the tape to where the programs are. So, like, we got like a line drawing for Slippery Sid. So you've got to fast forward so far to where the Slippery Sid's line is. There's no space on it for a Slippery Sid. Can't possibly be. It's a 15-minute tape, which is 7.5 minutes each side. That's how it works. Slippery Sid must be very small. Okay, that's the space. That's where the line is as well. There was a voice there from the past. There was a voice. There was a little voice, I think, saying what it was. We've had this before. Funnily enough, I had this in a previous game, which was interesting. What the person did was they I don't think that's going to load, my looks on things. This is not the best of tapes. I did actually mention that when I was doing it in the first place. I was saying it was a little naff looking. Right, I'm going to wind that quickly. There's more on it than I thought there was. I'm going to rewind that. I'm going to find it on PlayZX, because let's not mince about here. Let's just get on with it and get this one done, and then we can see the other side of the tape, which has got a few games on, actually, to be honest with you. So let's go for it with that one. How's the weather by you? Just as a quick question, ours is pretty good, actually, for a change. It's nice and sort of. It's not particularly bright, but it's not overcast, and it's Slippery Sid. Oh, 16k game by Silversoft. Never played it. I think I've got this, though, which is worse. 16k, it's a teeny little game. It's absolutely minuscule in size. ZZ. Dit is what I mean. Right, okay. Here we go. The re-release is twice the size. Isn't that hilarious? Slippery Sid. Don't R-tape error on me. That's not nice. Let's try that again. This is where it needs a good clean, the old tape drive, I think. Load. Dit. Maybe the tape drive over the tapes, to be honest with you. Yeah. Well, give the tape drive a quick clean, because that's a bit odd. That should be just loading. Let's just do that. Let's do that quickly. That's a bit of an odd one. It's doing it, not being a good boy. It's been a few weeks though since it's had its outing of the what's on the tape. I think maybe that's what it is. It's having a little fit. So it's going. I need a clean me, please clean me. So we'll give it a quick clean. So that'll take a few seconds to clean the whole thing. Yeah, no, but the weather's been nice. It's been much better this week. It's not. It kind of feels. I like to do steps and things like that. I've been doing that for the last sort of year. Been achieving sort of a step count and making sure that I'm getting a reasonable amount of exercise per year, which is really good. So I've been quite pleased with that. So I've been able to do that, but obviously with lockdown, you're not really meant to be going too far and all this kind of stuff. So I've kind of been last year I was kind of started really in the garden in sort of walking backwards and forwards between. So the garden is not the biggest garden in the world, but it's long enough that you can walk backwards and forwards down it. So and a little bit down the side of the house and then back again, so it's not too bad. So I've been doing that, and it's been really quite nice. But it's nice now to get back outside, because I was kind of stuck inside and walking around inside and sort of doing your steps. It's kind of like marching on the spot. It's one of those kind of weird things. It's like you're kind of stuck, aren't you? So let's stop that. Let's push the play button on here. Let's press the play button on there. It's still giving it. Not picking up. Stop that one. Let's go with that one. Slightly bare. Yeah. Oh, tape deck being awkward. Let's try it. I'm going to try a different route. Let's see. So boosted. Pause. Stop. Oh. That's kind of annoying, that, actually, to be honest with you. I was going to try a different route, but I can't think of a different way to do it. It's maybe the tape thing, to be honest. There's another re-release. It was released by Paxman Promotions in '83 as well. Let's try the re-release and see if we can get that to load. That's not very good. Yeah, it's being quite awkward. Looks like it could be that mythical beast, the Azimuth, is maybe slightly off. That can be a bit of a pain. If you've ever dealt with these before, you know what I'm talking about. The Azimuth being the connector the head position where it reads it from can sometimes be a little bit sort of sticky. As a method of sort of sorting things out. I'm just trying to see if I can get this tape in the drive in any better way. Oh, didn't want to do that. No, it doesn't like that. Oh, it doesn't like that. I'm getting it jammed in here. Because you basically drop it in without going anywhere near it, if that makes sense. Let's see if this works any better. I've kind of chopped the head in a different action. That looks a bit better. Yeah, that looks better. Let's just start it again from the beginning. Let's start that. Sorry. All over the place. Stop. Go. Stop. Go. What a faff. Sorry, guys. Missing. I think I'd got it because, as I was saying, it's the azimuth position, but because the tape deck fitting drops a little further lower, I think I'd been pushing it too far down into the drive there. That's my fault. There you go. My fault. Slippery Sid. Here we come. Silversoft. I like Silversoft games. I'm not sure whether I've got this or not. I like Silversoft because they come in big red boxes. The cases are everything's red, bright red, and then they've got a lovely, usually a little bit hand-drawn picture in the centre of it. And they feel quite amateurish, but they're not. They're clearly not amateurish, but they just feel a little amateurish, if that makes sense. I kind of like the feel of them with the whole thing. Where are we at? Yeah, we're around for the other side when we've got that. So the other side's we've got trains, we've got Mystic Tower, we've got this Gubman, and then we've got something called Packer. So it'll be interesting to see what that's like, actually. We'll see what does. Slippery Sid, here we go. Okay, any key to press any key to start. Right, okay, well, we'll do that in a second. So we've got Slippery Sid, Kempston joystick, any key to start. I'm assuming it's going to be cursor keys. Level 5. Okay. Oh, okay. QAOP in space. What keys have you used? Ah. Oh, what's the keys? What's keys? Game over. What's the keys? Let's find the keys to Silversoft's game. Let's find it quickly. I'm going to Google them because I'm ready. I'm ready to Google them today. I think it's time to Google. So Silversoft, because I can't be bothered to find them. Slippery Sid. Keys. Silversoft computer. Aim of the game. Oh no, I definitely have Slippery Sid. That's no good to me. That's like a database of the whole thing, but not a database in the useful way. Let's see if I can find it on. Let's find it on Slippery Sid Silversoft. ZX Spectrum quickly. I bet you they're just the ones I think they are, but we'll have a look. Stephen Godwin. Yeah, Stephen Godwin. Let's have a little look. Let's have a look at the. Let's have a little look at the destructions. Yeah, I've got Slippery Sid. Let's have a little look at the. Let's have a little look at the controls. AZ, NM. That's fine. Right. Okay. Number 1. I assume I've just got to eat the. Yeah, it'll be just eating these. Yeah, there we go. It's basically Snake. It's very smooth, actually. I have to admit, it's smoother than I thought it was. Not the usual Silversoft cover from the look of this. That's why I didn't recognise it. Can't eat the dark coloured ones. Not the usual Silversoft cover. These ones are actually. This one's actually a blue cover for a change. I'm quite surprised by that. It's got a picture of a little frog on it. I think I'm a snake, obviously. And they must be. They're frogs we're eating, not flowers. I thought they were flowers. They're frogs. Of course they are. And these are poisonous toads and frogs, I'm guessing. So we've got this one to eat up here. And I just moved out of the way of it like an idiot. The usual thing, you won't be able to crash into your own tail. Dry throat all of a sudden. I'm getting my vaccination on Monday, actually, so I'm quite looking forward to that. Starting to see more and more people with them, and that normality is I think is starting to creep back, which is good news for everybody. I'm going to assume I can eat that. Yeah, I can for extra points. Oh, this is quite smooth. This is quite a smooth Snake game, apart from me being an idiot. I quite like this. Yeah, very, very playable indeed. Even if I'm rubbish at it, it's very, very playable. Let's have another go. Slippery Sid. Should we try from level 5 and just be really tough? My god. Wow! Level 5 is just super fast Snake. That's just ridiculously fast. Yeah, don't try level 5. Level 1 is better, and especially as the score only applies to both. So, there we go. Snake eating frogs. They're hiding under mushrooms, I think, because the cover shows them hiding under mushrooms. So maybe the reason they're sort of reason why there's sort of like a flat bit on top is they're meant to be grasping hold of a mushroom, which means that the cover is actually accurate for a change, which is quite a surprise for a Spectrum game of any particular time or age. Sheet 2. And we're going for it. Oh, it's quite good. I quite like this. I could quite enjoy this one. It's the so far, because there's nothing really coming at me, and it's just me generating the sort of the length of the snake. Yeah, it feels good. Look at this. Actually, quite good. I got to the third one. The third one. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Oh, wow. Very playable. This is almost a challenge for people who do them, sort of challenges on the Spectrum. That's quite good. I like that. That's the first life I've lost there. Yep, very enjoyable. Very, very playable indeed. Smooth, quick. Nicely arcadey. Oh, look at that. I've cleared another one. Oh, I could go a while on this one. I was going to do a shorter video I thought it'd be a shorter video with the fact that I'd got short games there to load, but as usual, it's turned out to be a longer one. Sorry, I'm lost focus there. Just a lot more. Obviously, going to be a lot more frogs to eat. I think that reduces the size of my snake. Oh. That doesn't help, though, running into a frog. That was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I was going to enjoy. I don't know why I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, though, because I enjoy everything, realistically. I will effectively try any Spectrum game because because they're interesting. That's the thing, isn't it? They're interesting. It's nice to see what people have made or not made. Anyway, we're on to the second side of this tape again now, so even though it was side one. So we'll go down the old load dip, and we'll see what we've got. Okay, so this side has Train Game. This is a Microprose game. I have this. It's got a rather nice cover, actually. It's about swapping gates or junctions to make the trains go round. It's kind of tough because it uses like every single key on the keyboard, so you have to kind of know which one you're opening to get a particular place to open and work, so it can be a bit of a tough one. I'm surprised it's such a small game though, but I suppose it is, because there's track A and there's track B, so that's surprising me that it's done that so soon. I'm going to swap this in. Do you know what? I'm going to swap into the other player. I noticed that when we were playing that JRU one before, the sound was a bit sort of dull, so we'll drop that in there, not force it anyway in there. We'll swap it to the other tape deck and we'll give it a blast. So brace yourselves for a long one. It's been a long one. It's been a longer one than I thought it was going to be. As I say, I was kind of thinking I'd whiz through these and that everything would be fine, but as usual, you get these tapes that just don't work. They're just not good enough. That's not a good sign. It's not picking up. Sometimes if it's a bit loud, it doesn't work. If it's too quiet, it doesn't work. That's not going at all. That's not going at all. Let's try it again. It can hear it, it's just not seeing it. Right, let's swap it back again. We might have to resort back to loading it from the tape player there. Again, I'll give it a try. This is the thing with What's on the Tape. If you're a watcher of the What's on the Tape, you'll know fine well that I quite frequently have huge issues with things loading and not loading. It's the nature of the tapes. It's the nature of the age. It's the adjustment of the old equipment. It's almost a massive task sometimes to get them working or to load the particular things that you want to load and get them up and running. It's almost like waking them up again as well. It's kind of the old how if you take those old monster movies and you get the mummy leaving the thing, it takes a little while before they really get into the groove and start killing everybody, So that's the usual way with these Spectrum games. They take a little while to kind of warm up. It's like the tape drive and the tape itself kind of needs to move. It might not. This tape here may not have moved since, say, 1984. Somebody might have loaded these games on here and never loaded them again. It is actually quite feasible that is the case. So, okay, the train game. This is actually a good game, but it's a really tough game. You have stations that the train's going round have to go to. And if you look on the screen, there's all kinds of buttons, and each one of those represents a gate. So you have to open and shut the gates quickly to let them through. Nightmare to play. So I've got one train with 26 on there. There's going through U. I need to press O quickly to swap, I think. No, can't do O. Is he going to go back, bounce off that and go back again? Where's he coming out? He's coming out that way. So I need to change U. And I'm in Q. So he's going to get some people pick up. I need to do J, I think. I need to do O. It's going to come out the top there. So we need to do I. No, I. J. What's J go to? No, J. I. C. P. Q. I'm not sure where I'm going here with this. Uh-oh. Nope, see? Damn. See, it's crashed, derailed into the top there. I'm not sure what you're meant to do when you actually run into... when you come to some tracks. So, for instance, I've got here... Do I press, like, space or something, or enter? There. Ah. Derailed. Yeah, anyway, it's kind of a tough game, and this is probably the first track of two. Let's have a look at the second one while we're here. We'll load this one up. Second track. Let's do a load dit there on this one, and we'll see this one running. It's not a bad game. It's a Microprose game. It's got a lovely cover. It's got a real. If you've ever played Transport Tycoon. It's almost like the two things were inspired. So the Transport Tycoon and Railway Sim have got this very similar sort of plain white cover with sort of trains bursting out of it. And Transport Tycoon has a very similar sort of trains and obviously buses and other things bursting free from it. It's actually quite nice version of it. And now, if you're a fan of Transport Tycoon, by the way, there is actually an open source version of it, a free version that you can download. If you want the original graphics, however, you need to have the original game, which is fine, or you can use the modern updated graphics that they've done. It's called Open TTD. If you look for Open TTD, I'll put a link in the description if I remember. You can actually download this for the modern PCs. It's actually quite a good version of it. It's much more comprehensive than the previous version. So yeah, same deal. Not sure how you're meant to pick up the people with the trains. I'm just looking this thing. We're in circular mode here. If I just press, no, C won't do it. D. No. C gets us out of here, though. A moves us onto there. B moves us onto there. And that should bounce back. No. Goes off the screen and comes back in somewhere. Underneath there. I don't know what I'm doing is the answer, really. But if you like trains and playing with sort of the this kind of thing, you might like it. You might like it. There's probably a simple enough puzzle element to it but it's just eluding me, as they say. So just eluding me. Right. Okay. Let's move on. Let's go on to this next one. I'm not going to push any more buttons on the train one, but it's quite interesting actually, though. Either way, I have played it before on my channel actually. I think it's appeared on What's on the Tape as well, if I remember rightly. Mystic Tower, a game I don't know anything about. Slippery Sid was good though. I've definitely got that. Definitely got that. I'm looking behind me to see whether I can see it or not. I got lots of things that are lying around in little piles. But yeah, that's definitely got a blue cover for some absurd reason. I don't know why. Mystic Tower. Come on then. Load Mystic Tower, please. Come on. You know you want to. We need a little bit of luck. Just will it. I can feel you willing it. Will the Mystic Tower to load. These are all, as I say, tiny 16k games, which is awesome. I do love the 16k games. I mean, to be fair, one of my favourite shooters of the Spectrum era is definitely Jetpack. It's a shooter with, obviously, the puzzle elements of filling up the spaceship and then flying to the next level. But I kind of like Jetpack for that, because it's only 16k, and it really runs and plays really well. I know there's a reloaded version, isn't there? There's a modern reloaded version, which has got a new way of the levels changed, because the levels never changed, the platforms never moved on the original 16k version. But somehow I suspect it's not 16k anymore. Somehow. I may be wrong, but I suspect it's no longer 16k anymore. I think the charm for me of Jetpack was the fact that it was a 16k game in the first place. So I'm loading the character sets now. Stop the tape. I have stopped the tape. Okay, Mystic Tower, Aardvark software of Hartlepool. Aardvarks in Hartlepool. Awesome. Compatible with current speech, which we don't have. You are an intrepid adventurer who is sent on a perilous quest by a kind, wise druid. It always is. We used to have lots of druids back in the day, didn't we? Do you remember druids? Anyway, this druid has taught you 2 useful spells to help you in the dangerous Mystic Tower, wherein you shall find the Mystic Stick. So it's a druid, a kind, wise druid who wants you to find a Mystic Stick. Okay. This staff is guarded by an awesome beast known to you as the Worm. Worm. For the staff is very powerful and needed by the druid to fight against the evil lords of darkness who are rising armies in the north for the final battle between good and evil. Can you overcome the power of evil and gain some riches for yourself in the Mystic Tower? Yes, I can. Oh dear. North, south, east, west. Kick open the door, O to open, R to rest, 1, 2, then to cast healing spells. Oh, right, okay, I have to fight the monster. We'll give it a try. Graphics are as follows. Oh, look, there's a vampire. That's the horrible creature itself. The mad dwarf, a banshee, an aardvark. I assume you get the aardvarks and kill them and eat them. Stamina, strength. Oh, it looks like a roguelike. Yeah, roguelike with the strength and stat. All these kind of things. Read the instructions again. No. Start the tape. Uh-oh. I'm starting the tape. Fingers crossed. Tower. Ominous Tower of Doom. Well, Mystic Tower, actually. I've got instructions on it and everything. That's kind of cool. Working our way towards it. We're working our way towards it. I think I don't know whether this one's appeared before on the thing, on what's on the tape. I'm not really sure. I do have a thing for Silversoft. I do like Silversoft games. I like the Rabbit Software ones as well because they're red. I don't know why. I think I like red. I think that could be the factor. They quite like the red. And I also like, what's the other ones I like? I like the Creative and the Sparkler Software ones. I quite like those. I don't know why. I was very much a budget sort of title kid back in the day. It was a lot of budget titles for me. Awful lot of budget titles. I think this might be all that's on here. There's only this Packer thing after it, and I can't. Alright, okay, here we go. You may buy a new weapon, armor, or enter the Mystic thing and load the next level. Ooh, right, okay. This is a bit harsh, isn't it, with all these loaders? Okay, let's just do... Should I buy a weapon? Number 1. How much money have I got? You already have 0 weapons. I have a total of 40 gold coins, 40 GP. So I should be able to buy a mace. I'll do that, number 1. Oh, press the wrong button. 1. It's yours. And I can get some leather armor. Because I look great in leather, so let's get some leather armor. That's number 4. And then I have a weapon and I have 1 armor type. Fine, that's great. Okay, enter the Mystic Tower. I am entering the tower. I want to go east. I want to go east. Oh, I quite like it. It's a little slow. You get the feeling there's a little bit of a basic involved in this, but that's okay. I'm gonna press kick open the door. Can I go south? Let's press K for kick. Yes. South. West. West. That's actually not bad, is it? As I say, a little sticky, but not awful. You can see it loading the data each time about what's going on. I assume it's because it's pretty much turn-based, so although I'm pushing the button, it's waiting to do whatever it's going to do with the creatures. You obviously you've got your fog of war because you can't see where you're going, where the various creatures are. Right. Wait for everything to load at the bottom. Press K kick. Hey, kicked open that door. I suppose I could have pressed down. No, down didn't work. I had to kick it open. I want to find something to hit, though. South one more. Let's go this way. I'm going to go east now. South. Quite like the graphics, actually, if I'm honest. Oh, there's an aardvark. Hit the aardvark, press F for fight. You swing and hit the aardvark for 2 damage. The aardvark licks at you and hits you for 1 damage. Oh, I'm being tongued by an aardvark. You swing and hit for 3 damage. The monster is dead. The aardvark. Oh, there's another blooming aardvark. We're getting aardvarked. Press K, kick the door open. Go. Let's run away from the aardvarks. I'm getting mauled by aardvarks. There's a deadly dungeon of aardvark. Can I move? Come on, let me move. I'm going east. Oh, I have to fight the aardvark. It won't let me. While I'm in combat, I have to fight the aardvark. Press 1. It said about 1 to 5. I've got no items to hit it with. I'm gonna have to attack the aardvark with my mace. And squish an aardvark. And I've hit it for 1 point. It licks at you and misses. How can it miss with its tongue? You swing and hit it. I've killed it. I've killed an aardvark. Oh, there's another blooming aardvark appeared. Let's fight the aardvarks. I never thought that I'd be in a game where I was beating the hell out of aardvarks before. It licks at me for 1 damage. I am getting killed by an aardvark. Who would have thought that an aardvark would have been such a deadly beast? The monster is dead. Great. Can I stay there, monster? I'm going to go east while you're there. That keeps you bay. Yeah, it's gone. Kept it at bay. We held it back. We held back the thing. I've never played Mystic Tower before. Anybody else play it? I don't think it has appeared on the What's on the Tape before. This is where it appeared on like on volume 1 of season 1. That's probably where it appeared. Go look for the ladder. The ladder down. Oh no! There's another blooming aardvark. North. Oh, gotta fight the aardvark to death. They're a bit harsh, these aardvarks. You swing at the aardvark and miss. I'm actually getting killed by an aardvark at the moment. The aardvark licks at you and hits you for 1 damage. I'm going to get killed by an aardvark. I think in the last conversation I've said aardvark like 20 times. Well, this is a hard aardvark as well because the last one only took 1 hit, I think. He's doing me 2 damage. Why have I got... My health's gone up again, though. Condition is at 10 now. The monster is dead. Good. Great. North. Never let an aardvark get too close to you. They're the deadliest creature in any dungeon. I've discovered that to my cost here. That aardvarks are killers. And we'll kick the door open. And we're going to go east. Oh, Banshee. Can't move. Must attack the Banshee. I think I'm going to die to the Banshee here, though. You swing at the Banshee and miss. Wails at you and nothing happens. Shouted at me and now it happened. Wails at you and lose 2 hit points. Oh god. I'm confused though about my condition. I thought was the condition one, and then the strength is strength, but my strength seems to be going down. I'm swinging it and my strength's going down. My strength is going down as we speak. Wails at you, nothing happens. Right, okay. My condition's gone way up though. What's happening there? Don't understand that. Strength's gone down. It's bizarre. I'm pressing the brake key. Ha! It is a basic program. Wow. I didn't think it would be. Well, I didn't think it wouldn't be. Sorry, because of the way it was going. But that's okay. Actually, that's not bad at all. I quite like that. It's not gonna set the world on fire for how it plays. But it was all right. I mean, it was okay. Not bad for a basic game. This will be the next level. Bites level 2. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just go on through that. What else have we got on here? What else is on here? Gulp Man is on here. So I'm assuming this level 3. Yeah, it's level 3. We're just going to let it skip through these because it should be alright. And then we should have Gulp Man, which basically is a Pac-Man clone from if I remember rightly. It's not the best of Pac-Man games either, though. I'm afraid it's kind of subpar on the scale of things. There we go, Gulp Man. There's only 3 stages to the Mystic Tower. I'm not surprised though. I'm considering how tough that was actually to get there. And we've got to kill that creature at the end to get the Wise Man's Mystic Stick. I do need another brew actually. I think that's why I've got a bit of a tickly cough. As I say, I'm getting my vaccination on Monday, or this Monday coming, so quite looking forward to that. I happen to be working in the NHS at the moment, so I've been allowed to get one. Getting the Pfizer one because I think the hospitals have supplies of that one rather than the AstraZeneca one. I wasn't bothered. I'm not fussed what vaccine you give me as long as we still all get vaccinated. Just to sort of get rid of this, at least start to return life to normal in the British Isles, even if the rest of the world isn't sort of going the same rate. Anyway, okay, objective Gulp Man, steering himself around the maze, eat the food, gather points, avoid those, when there smiles, you can eat them. Right, usual thing. M selects one of the things. Multi-menus. Demo, reset, playing a character, okay, that's fine, have lots of fun. P to play. Oh, so you get different things as well. Oh, God. Oh, we've got a laser, though. Where are we? There we are. So this is us. I remember Gulp Man. It's not quite Pac-Man. It is and it isn't. It is and it isn't. I think I'm lasered up now because it's making a little noise there. There we go. I lasered him. Oh, he got me. He got a little smile on his face there because he killed me. Little smiley face, because you got me. And then we go round here. I don't know if that's mean more lasers or whatever else it is, but I got more. Whizzing round. Here we go. Could probably get quite a few of them actually if I could get them trapped in one of those corners. And Gulp Man. There we go. Doodle-doodle-doodle. Tempo obviously is the speed of the game. Let's get the lasers on him. Might actually clear a level. There we go, bonus! And there we are. That's it. Gulp Man. Thing is, what I'll say about this is because it's actually not particularly difficult, I would probably quite like this back in the day because it would have kept me entertained, sort of, long enough that I could have done it. I don't like the keys though. I think but I would have put up more with that when I was younger than I do when I'm sort of older. Now I'm older, I kind of like my QAOP and space or M depending on the keyboard I'm using. But I don't think I would have been too upset with it all. I think I get more lasers after a certain point, which is what's going on. Oh, you can only get one. You can technically get 4 if you get on a junction. I think this is one of these games that had as its cover the actual picture of one of the levels, a bit like the original Firebird, or sort of the Firebird Silver, the Firebird White Label brand was kind of the thing. Is it a basic game? No, not that I can break into anyway, so that's fine. And then we've got the last thing on this thing I haven't heard of before, this Cruncher or something similar. I think it's just a utility though, it certainly suggested that from the cover. And next week we've got a few more, so what I'll do is, the last ones from that box that are kind of doable, so we'll have a little look at those next week and we'll go through what remains on there. I will plug in a Camston joystick into the Spectrum that week, and we'll just make sure that we don't have run into any joystick issues as we do. It's very quiet now. Oh, hang on. Here we go. No? Very quiet. The cruncher is there, but it's very crunched. There we go. Except it's not loading. Try it again. Go for it. Right, that's not popping up on there. I'm gonna swap the other tape thing around. I have no idea what this is actually. If I'm absolutely honest with you, I used to have the Key years ago, which was a copying program. You used to load it into memory. You could copy things. It was great for little 16K games. I think everybody had Manic Miner that way. That was the way you used to get Manic Miner quite a lot. No, it's not coming through this one. I don't think we're going to get to see this one. We're not going to get to see this one. I don't think it's going to be on the... And I don't think it's going to be a PlayZX thing, because it was called Crunch, I think it was called. Let's get the official name again. And it's called Packer. That's what it's called. So I don't think it's going to be on PlayZX, because this is all about games rather than utilities. No, not even close. Anyway, so first episode, new season. I'll remind you again what I just said before. If you've got a particular compilation you think I should give a try to, and I've got it, I will, and there's enough sort of consensus, I'll do that for the end of the season. If not, I will give you a couple of options next week to see what you've done. So I'll look at the competition during the week and see what we've got. And we'll you could choose one from the ones that I actually have. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic, and thanks for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next week. Bye now.